Hello everybody, what's going on, and welcome back to another edition of Flick News, the show here on Flick Direct, where I give you guys the latest that happened in entertainment news throughout the week, and then I give you all my personal take on the matter at hand. I'm your host, Austin Putnam, and guys, this was actually a pretty big week in terms not just movie news, but also TV news, and unfortunately a big bummer for one of the most well-known VFX studios. It's time to jump into the most bummer story of the entire week. I don't know about you guys, but VFX are some amongst the coolest bits of watching, whether they're practical VFX or just watching a visual effects shot going in a movie. And there are many, and I mean many digital effects companies, like for example, Digital Domain, I think Sumo VFX, not to mention as well, why am I remembering? Oh, also Rodeo FX. I mean, there are a bunch of them, but one particular VFX company is known as one of the best VFX companies out there, known as WETA. This is the same company that, Peter Jackson owned, who made Lord of the Rings with, and amongst a bunch of others movies. I cannot believe this, but here we go. WETA FX is closing down, which is huge. I did some research on this and I had no idea about this, but you guys know that Unity, who is a software company that makes a really cool game engine, bought WETA from Peter Jackson. I actually did not know this. I wonder why Unity closed down WETA VFX. I mean, WETA VFX is one of the most profitable, and they're arguably the biggest VFX company out there. I mean, every single studio out there works with WETA. So it makes me wonder why Unity went to WETA VFX and told them, hey, gotta close your doors down. I've been hearing that I think that employees from WETA are former employees are making a brand new VFX studio. That's what I've been hearing about the entire situation. But if this is all true, this absolutely sucks. I just wonder why one of the biggest, one of the most profitable as you guys can tell, my mind has been blown. I'm just so curious as to why a software company known for making a pretty well-known game engine is closing down one of the most well-known, one of the most profitable VFX houses out there. I'm just really curious as to why this is happening. Going on to the next news story of this week, I am smiling big time because, as you guys are very well aware, one of my favorite TV shows the past couple of years is Peacemaker. Unfortunately, due to James Gunn's schedule for his new DCU has been very, very busy, to say the least. Everything has been going very hectic with Superman Legacy, also not to mention Creature Commandos, amongst a plethora of other things going on. Well, guys, guess what? James Gunn himself has announced that he has returned to write the scripts for Peacemaker Season 2, which makes me so freaking excited. You guys have no idea. I absolutely love the first season. The first season of Peacemaker is one of the best first seasons of TV I have ever seen. It has an incredible opening and an incredible ending with one of the best introduction credit sequences I have ever seen. I'm dead serious. I have my Peacemaker t-shirt. I absolutely freaking love Peacemaker. I'm really excited to see and curious to see where they take season 2, especially knowing how season 1 ended. For those of you who haven't seen the show, please go check it out. It's on HBO Max. And especially knowing that James Gunn, I hear, is going to write and direct all the episodes. Yes, he's going to be directing all the episodes. I cannot wait for this freaking show. I cannot wait to see where Peacemaker's journey goes on. I mean, there's so much going on going forward into season 2. I can't wait to see what they do. This is absolutely incredible. Going on to our last news for this week, we're jumping from one big universe on to the other, DC to, well, Marvel, aka the Marvel Cinematic Universe. As you guys are very well aware, as I had mentioned, I believe it was in our last week's show, the week beforehand show, that Avengers 5 and 6 would be reworked almost from scratch because, well, I don't want to say what's going on in case you haven't been following the news, particularly one actor out there, but still, nonetheless. The big update for Avengers 5 and 6 is that there's a brand new writer writing both screenplays, and that is Michael Waldron, the same guy who brought us Loki Season 1 and Doctor Strange, the Multiverse of Madness. I'm actually excited about this. Now, here's the thing. While one of my biggest criticisms about Doctor Strange, the Multiverse of Madness was the screenplay, my counter for the reason why it didn't come out so great is because they were kind of rushing in a sense, because the movie at first was going to be directed by Sam Raimi, by Scott Derrickson, ran by C. Robert Cargill. By the way, when Sam Raimi came on board and Michael Waldron was offered to write the script, they only had a few months to write this thing, so they were pretty much rushed big time to production. Knowing that Michael Waldron is being given the right amount of time to write both Avengers 5 and 6 gives me a lot more hope to see where this movie goes, because Michael Waldron, I think, is a talented writer. I absolutely loved Loki season 1. I mean, it was such a brilliant season of television. And I don't know if he was involved in the writing process of Loki season 2, but Loki season 1 was such brilliant stuff. Knowing that it's taking on Avengers 5 and 6, I think it's better this way, knowing it's one writer tackling on both movies. And it's a guy that clearly knows how to tackle on multiverse stories. And I am very excited to see what Michael Waldron brings upon Avengers. I believe it's still being called King Dynasty and Secret Wars, or I think it's just going to be Secret Wars altogether. I have no idea what's going to be going on with it, but still, I'm hoping we get a great film as a result. I'm wishing you nothing but the best of luck, Michael Waldron. And that is going to wrap things up for this week's show. Please comment on us about starting off. How do you all feel about WETA FX closing down its doors, also when it comes to Peacemaker Season 2? Finally being in development, are you guys excited? And finally, how do you all feel about Michael Waldron writing Avengers 5 and 6? Let us know below. I hope you enjoyed this week's news. If so, please hit that like button, also share, and don't forget the subscribe button and the notification bell for our latest new show goes live. If you guys want to see our previous 2 new shows, please click it right there or right there. And of course, until next week's new show goes live, we'll see you all next week. Have a wonderful week, everybody.
Hit like, smash subscribe, and get notified for when our reviews, interviews, and news go live.